Hi everyone, my name is Rachel, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is where I make scrapbooking process videos and also do live scrap and chats every month. I hope you enjoy my little corner of the big crafty world, and if you'd like to watch more, please subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell to always know when I have a new video. If you could also give me a thumbs up, that would be super awesome. Alright everyone, let's start scrapping!
Hey everyone, I'm here with another scrapbook process video. What I've been doing lately is, for those of you who don't know, I've been in this saga of moving. We hopefully are moving soon. I've packed up a lot of things, and one thing I did was I took a lot of, I store all of my items by collection, so I took a lot of these collections where I just have a little bit left. So this is Amy Tangerine's Picnic in the Park, and all I had was a full sheet of paper, a partial sheet of paper, and then these embossed puffy stickers. Now I didn't actually buy a ton of this particular line, but this is what I have left. So I've added in, just from my stash, these acrylic holographic hearts from Color Cast Designs, and then from Freckled Fawn, some enamel dots, some label stickers, and some chipboard word and phrase stickers. So I'm going to go ahead and scrapbook this one photo. That is me, my sibling, and my grandmother. So this is early mid 80s, and I thought I would go ahead and scrapbook that. I just happen to like this photo, and so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then whatever I have left over, I'll either keep some pieces to make a quick card, or I will just recycle it, because at this point we are done with this collection. All right, everyone, I'm going to go ahead and get you put on fast forward. Before I do, quick, if you could throw me a thumbs up, that would be super awesome. All right, let's get going. All right, so first things first, I'm going to use this lighter side, and it's kind of funny because my friend Sarah used the rich blue color on one of her layouts, and it looked great. But for me, I think because of the age of the photo and everything, that just seems so bright and too bright for what I wanted. Plus, I really wanted to use the floral, and it did not make sense and that it would work with, it did not make sense that it would work with the brighter multicolored piece as a background. So what I do here is I just trim that floral piece, which has the pink with the little white design in the back, and I just trim those at about 2/3, 1/3, and I am just using that as my layers. Sometimes, especially when I have scraps, a lot of times I just use things as they are, or I split them into two so I can use both sides. I desperately wanted to use this branding strip because I really love this floral. But vertical, horizontal, maybe having it stick out, it just was not going to work with what I had. I'm like, no, will it work this way? Will it work that way? Now, I had pointed out, and I don't know if you notice, if you can see on the screen, but over on the left-hand side there is a defect in that paper. So I'm trying very hard to make sure I cover it up because it's very noticeable. And I was like, I'm Zooming with friends, and I even pointed it out. I'm like, does everyone see this? Is it, make sure I'm just not like a crazy person who's seeing things. So I'm going ahead, I grabbed my Hickory Smoke Distress ink, and I am inking up, I inked up the floral and the pink piece of paper. Because everything is really soft, I mean, the floral's a bit bright, but the pink is a very soft pink, the aqua is a very soft, almost sage green color. So I definitely wanted to create some distinction between the layers, so that's why I went ahead and add the ink. It's so funny because ink can bring things together. Like if you're working with different lines, it can help make everything homogeneous, but it can also differentiate the lines as well. It's interesting how that works. I mean, and you can do the same thing with paper tearing or paper roughing up, or even sewing on paper. It does the same thing as well. So I pull out the puffy stickers that came with the Picnic in the Park collection, and I use that corally one that says, "This is picture perfect," or something along those lines, and then two more of the florals over on the left-hand side to kind of mirror the paper over on the right-hand side. And then in between two of those, I add a green label from Freckled Fawn. I mentioned I bought a ton of Freckled Fawn at their Black Friday sale, and I'm trying to use it with every layout because I have so much of it. And then I add that bluebird. It doesn't necessarily make a ton of sense if you're one of those literal people, like you have to have a bird to bird on your layout, to put another bird on your layout. For me, birds always remind me of people we've lost. And I lost my grandmother back in 2000. So bluebirds, cardinals, anything like that always tends to just remind me of loved ones that have passed away. So for me, it totally makes sense. I grabbed 2 of those holographic hearts. I started with the largest heart, but I decided the medium one worked better. And then I pulled out 3 of the chipboard phrase stickers, once again from Freckled Fawn. I love the soft colors. That top one is almost the same color as my background. And then a soft peachy color, and then a white one. And if you can't read them on the screen, I apologize. I actually don't remember what they say, and I already put them away. I already put this away. So, but in the end, there is a close-up photo, and you'll be able to tell what they are if that is important to you. So here we go. I am such an idiot. I managed to misspell my brother's name on that label in ink, like, so bad. I'm like, yeah, there's no way. There's no coming back from this. I don't know what I was doing, but yeah, I used... So my brother has his name has a very similar name that if you use different vowels just creates a different name. But all the consonants are the same, but the vowels are different. And I spelled the other name, which is hilarious. I don't know anyone with that name. So I have no idea why I did that. Luckily, there was another green label. It was slightly longer, but it was fine. So I just pulled the other one up and put that one down in the same place. So I'm just writing that this is my grandmother, my brother, and I, and I'm pretty sure it was my grandmother's birthday because her birthday was in July, and my brother's birthday was in April. We would not be sitting out on the back porch in April in Connecticut. So I'm pretty sure it was her birthday. And so we were just cuddled on her lap. So just a nice, cute little family photo. And I'm going ahead and gluing down those holographic arts. The hearts are from Color Cast Design. They are so pretty. You don't necessarily get how holographic-y shiny they are in the video, but like I said, there are photos at the end, and you can definitely tell better on there. Sorry for the interruption. That was my doctor's office, so I have to get it. It was just an appointment reminder, nothing major. All right, so I then added some enamel dots, and those are also from Freckled Fawn. Like I said, I got a ton of stuff from them, and I'm trying to work my way through it so it doesn't all just end up sitting in my stash forever. Go ahead, get those phrase chipboard pieces down, and now I'm going to add some mist. I'm going to use 2 colors. I'm going to use Jenny B Blue and then Sweetheart. Those are both Shimmer's products, and I think they're both vibes. I know Jenny B Blue is a vibe. Let me see. Yes, Sweetheart is also a vibe. It's a lovely, lovely, like, pink. It's not like hot pink. It's not a soft pink. It's a true pink, and it's definitely Jenny B Blue and Sweetheart are my 2 favorite colors from Shimmers. If I use them all the time. Now I've been looking at this, and I haven't been happy. I couldn't tell what was going on. I'm like, I'm going to go work on my title. I pull out these gold puffy stickers from a Jen Hadfield collection. I don't remember which collection it came out with, but it's all very home themed, family themed. And I pick out 2 of the words, and it's family time. And I'm just going to put those across the top of the photo. And I even managed to get the little dots on the eyes, because I don't always manage to get those from the acetate sheet to the layout. Quite a few times they will pop off my finger and wind up somewhere in my living room. And then occasionally they'll wind up on a dog or a cat a few days later. So, but this time I managed to get them on the page, so super excited. So, as I said, I don't know what's wrong. I know I'm not happy with the layout. I know I'm happy with the inner portion of the layout, but something about the pattern of the paper is not making me happy. And I'm like, you know what I need? I need a mat. So what I'm going to do is take a 1/4 inch off each side. Now, normally I would do this at the beginning and I would just take a 1/2 inch off 2 sides. But because I didn't want to, even though my central portion of pattern paper and everything is slightly off to the left, I didn't want it centered So I didn't want to take half an inch off the right, and I didn't want it more to the left, so I didn't want to take a half inch off the left. So it just made more sense to do 1/4 inch off each side, even though it requires more work. And I may have mentioned before that I am lazy. All right, I go ahead and I remembered to ink up that paper. I was so happy I remembered to do that, because quite often I'll start inking up, but if I do a change later, I'll forget to ink up that paper. And then I'm just going to pull out some white cardstock and trim off the branding strip of that. Now, I could have gutted this paper, but to be honest, I have a plethora of white cardstock. That is one thing in my stash I will not need to get for quite a while. So I was just not in the mood to go ahead and do that. So I put my white cardstock down and I managed to get that so it is centered, and I'm actually happy with how it was centered. And that is actually going to complete my layout. Thank you guys so much for joining me here. If you could flick me a thumbs up, that would be super awesome. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye!